Siya Kolisi is a potent symbol for South Africa, a champion of the people of the Rainbow Nation. Despite all his success on the field of play, he and his wife Rachel have also contributed immensely off it. They've done this through the Kolisi Foundation, which is making a difference in the lives of many across the country. CGTN CS Du Plessis takes a look at the iconic figure.
In 2018, Siya Kolisi became South Africa's first ever black African Springbok captain. The dynamic, humble and physically gifted loose forward suddenly became more than just a rugby player. He became an inspiration to a nation. And when he lifted the coveted World Cup in 2019, he became a global superstar overnight.
And somehow Siya has been able, to take rugby, the same tool that Nelson Mandela had used to bring South Africa together, and he's been able to take that and obviously, and embody everything that Nelson Mandela had envisaged for South Africa. And I think his impact will be felt for a very, very long time to come, because it's almost every time the country is going through any moment of difficulty, the Springboks are able again to bring about just some joy and smiles to the faces of South Africans.
Kolisi has an incredible presence, either as a formidable force dominating the breakdown when representing the Sharks or Springboks, or as an ambassador for South Africa, making time for every fan queuing to take a picture with the Boks star.
I think his impact is way beyond more than the rugby field. It really speaks to the problems we have in South African society, but also the solutions as well, because I think he has been one of the solutions to a lot of the problems we've had as a country.
The 31-year-old, who hails from the poverty-stricken township of Zwede in the Eastern Cape, decided during the COVID pandemic to help the most vulnerable in his community.
In the heart of COVID is when the Kolisi Foundation began, and it began as Siya and Rachel physically going out and giving food parcels out to people. Our work began as food support. It was grocery parcels that were going out to households. It was masks and sanitizers going out to those that needed it.
Today, 3 years later, the Kolisi Foundation is making a difference in the lives of millions of South Africans through active projects which address gender-based violence, food security, education and sports development, and continue to grow from strength to strength.
I think he's an exceptional leader. One thing about Siya is what he says he's going to do, he makes sure he does, and every part of him and the way that he carries himself is deeply embedded in everything that he's learned from his community. And I think that's something that we all can learn from.
Siya is the embodiment of our, one of our mottos, which is, remember the one by one. Siya sees people. He takes the time to see each individual. He takes the time to stop and connect. He remembers people's names because he really believes that every person is valuable, and that is lived out through our work.
Siya Kolisi is more than just a role model to millions across South Africa. He's a beacon of hope and a symbol of triumph against all odds. His legacy will live on for many years after his rugby career comes to an end, and whether or not he's fit to take the field at the World Cup in France, he will forever be a world champion, not only for his efforts on the field, but also for what he has done to change the lives off of it. CS Du Plessis, CGTN, Johannesburg, South Africa.